am Katie Smith. I am a home ownership counselor for Adair, and I work out of the Crestwell, Oregon office. And my co-host, Sarah, you want to say a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I am also a homeownership counselor, and I am out of the Southwest Washington branch in Woodland, Washington.
And we are excited to share this house. We both really like to talk, and we both really like questions. So please do not hesitate to send all of your questions our way. And then just a reminder again to try and use that Q&A function. Sarah's going to be watching that, and we'll pause occasionally just to make sure we're all caught up on questions and we're not moving past scenes of the house that you may have questions about. So send all your questions to us. We'll be so excited to see them. Okay, so the house we're showing you today, 1,800 square foot, it's called our Caldera Plan. And this is a plan that I've never been to in person. So I was really desperately hoping to try to get to this house before they moved in, and I didn't quite make it, but we got the virtual, so that's the next best thing. I'm going to start by showing you kind of how it's laid out as a standard, and then I'll show you the modifications that this specific family made, and then we'll roll the video and look at their house. So the Caldera Plan. You'll see on our website, there's some packaged elevations to choose from or exteriors to choose from. I want to point out that these are just a starting point or ideas. So for example, you could say, I love the Caldera with this traditions elevation, but I want to do cedar shake in the gables. I want to add a crow's foot. I want to do tongue and groove under the patio cover. So these are not set in stone. However, if you like it as it sits, more power to you. So the one we're showing today is the traditions elevation, and they left it fairly standard on the outside. Go up to the floor plans. So what you're looking at here, your front entry is kind of coming from under this porch cover. Got a little coat closet, and then straight into this massive common space. You've got your great room, your dining, your kitchen, pantry, all one big stretch across the back of the house. And then you have this little pass-through, and your utility room, of course, is sitting here with some great windows, and then the garage. And then on the other side, we've got your primary suite, primary bathroom, walk-in closet, and then the 2 bedrooms at the front of the house, of course, with bathroom 2 here, right, accessible from these 2 bedrooms. I'm going to show you what this family did, the modifications they made, and it's going to be extra confusing because they did the reverse orientation. So bear with me. Let's make this a little bigger. All right, so now you can see we just took the whole floor plan and flipped it. We've got garage over here on the left. It just worked better on the property that way. All of our plans can be flipped. There's no cost to just reverse the orientation. But what you're seeing here, so some of their biggest modifications, they really wanted to have a soaker tub and a shower. And the way the plans were originally drawn, there wasn't quite enough space in this bathroom for both. So they reconfigured. So you now kind of pass through their walk-in closet to get to the bathroom, where you have your walk-in shower, your soaker tub, and then a door going directly outside. There used to be, if you remember, a closet here for a furnace, which we had to relocate to the utility room because we used up that closet space in the bathroom. Otherwise, fairly standard as far as layout. Any questions, or should we go straight to the video?
I don't currently have any questions, but the one thing I'll point out about this particular plan is the layout and the way it sits with your kitchen, dining, great room, and master on the rear side of the house. This is a great plan if you have a view or you have some sort of landscape that you want to be able to encompass completely across the home.
You are so right. And you're going to notice when we get into this video that they have a heck of a view. So could not agree more. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Let's get into the video, which is in this tab right here. Let's make it big. Mm-hmm. Okay, so video goes a little quick, so I'm just gonna, like I said, just pause occasionally, make sure there's all questions are answered. What you are looking at here, the front elevation of the Caldera Plan. I like to point out that this is the primed color for hardy board. So this is not, you'll probably see in a lot of our videos that the houses are kind of an off yellow color. This has not been painted yet on the exterior. But this is standard. So we've got our fiber cement board, the James Hardie brand, batten board in the gables, lap siding around the base. The windows are trimmed out. Of course, we provide the gutters and downspouts, which I think is that maybe just an Oregon, Washington thing? I don't.
It is
Great.
specific to the region. So I do know like Idaho and more of like central Washington, any area that experiences sort of a heavy snow load,
Yeah.
those gutters and downspouts are not part of the package.
Makes perfect sense.
Mhm.
We've got this 50-year architectural shingle. And then kind of the standard light that comes with the Traditions elevation. Of course, this can be swapped out. The overhead garage door can be swapped out. The front door, the sky's the limit for those types of things.
Absolutely. And do we want to touch on a little bit about site development while we have this beautiful picture?
Yes, we do. I like it. Okay, site development. So preparation work that needs done in order for the home to be built. With Adair, you have two options. You can do what we call owner equity, which is where you say, you know what, I'd like to take on the site development portion of my project. I'd like to gather bids from contractors. I'd like to schedule these contractors, and then I just want Adair to do the house essentially. Or you can do what's called turnkey, which is where you say, you know what, I'm busy, or I'm just not interested in being involved in site development quite as much. We'd like Adair to bid our site development and our house. Sarah, what do you think is important to mention here? What should we talk about specifically with site development?
The one thing I would touch on is when it comes to your property, definitely have great conversations with your home ownership counselor. Our main purpose when customers are in this stage is just to be a coach. So if you're struggling with finding a contractor, if you're struggling with understanding what exactly your property needs, we are here as a resource for all of those items. We can link you up with contractors. We can help you understand what type of septic you may need on your property and all of those different things. And we're here to guide you to get that all-inclusive budget for your project. Because when it comes to, building a new home, your loan is multifaceted in the sense that we can take your pre-approval from your loan and break it down into your site development and for your house, and the loan can cover all of those items.
Love that you call it a coaching position. That's so accurate. I think it's important to note too that one of the first things we want to do, so when we kind of start down this path with you, we want to get our site services superintendent out to the site with you to get a lay of the land and help put together that game plan as far as what work needs done. So then you can either take that list and run with it, or kind of push it back to us and say, go ahead and bid me this project. Okay, let's go inside. I saw Kinsey raised her hand. Kinsey, did you have a question? I'm going to play, but we'll watch for something to come in on the Q&A.
Perfect. Yep, I have them both open, so feel free to drop your questions in there.
Okay, so a couple of things to point out as we're coming in here. So there's some changes that have been made to our base product since this specific customer ordered their house. So as a standard now, we do paint the exterior and the interior. We use Sherwin-Williams paint. You'll see here that they kind of strayed from our standard 8-foot ceiling. They went to the 9-foot plate height. And what that does is a little bit of a package. So you have now all of your windows are a foot taller, your sliding glass door is a foot taller, your overhead garage door is a foot taller, and then the upper cabinets in the kitchen are taller as well. They did do a laminate plank flooring in here, and then they did the Craftsman trim. So I think we'll get a good close up of the trim. You can see how the Craftsman looks compared to our standard, which is, we call it a colonial. So we've got this extra tall sliding glass door here in the dining room. I'm going to pause right here. We did do the electrical. So we did the rough ends here for these pennant lights, and we did the electrical for the dining room light, but then they provided their own light fixtures for those space, and they're very cute.
And that's easy for our customers if they want everything to match. And we can even take it a step further when it comes to ceiling fans. So we can also pre-wire those in different spaces for customers to install after they move in.
Ceiling fans, chandeliers, wall sconces.
Mm-hmm.
Get your
While
imagination.
we're paused here, before we segue into the kitchen, 2 quick questions. So those vents, they're in the ceiling. Is that something our customers can expect on all of our plans?
Yes, so central air, heat pump and furnace are included in the base price of the house. Of course, there's options for fuel source. These guys just did standard electric furnace. There's also options. So I do this a lot at the coast. I don't know if you have areas where the climate's a little bit more moderate, but to remove the central air and just do a ductless system. However, what you're seeing is AC and heat already included in the base price of the house.
Perfect. And then we kind of segued away from the windows, but I know they'll come back if we just want to touch on those standard windows and what we get in that package.
So vinyl dual pane lifetime window, JELD-WIN is the maker, standard on all of our plans, every elevation. Were you wondering about sizes or just?
Trim.
Window trim. Okay, I'm gonna let it.
We'll come back to it.
We'll come back. We'll look at some windows. Actually, this is a great angle. So what you're seeing as far as the baseboards and the door wraps, that's included for trim in our packages. And then if we turn to a window, you'll see that they're drywall wrapped. So there's options to add just a windowsill. There's options to full wrap. And on trim, you can even call out specifically what you're looking for. So, like I want a 5-inch flat, what have you. You're not limited to just our packages, but this is the one we call Craftsman.
Yeah, and the purpose of that is we try to be as a la carte as possible, because if you're curtain people, trimming out your window doesn't make a whole lot of sense if you're just going to cover it with curtains. So why spend those extra pennies when they can go somewhere else?
So we've got here in the kitchen, these are standard appliances. So the appliances that come with the house are Whirlpool brand, stainless steel glass top electric range, microwave hood, and then we'll see the dishwasher around the corner. We don't provide the refrigerator, but we do the plumbed line and the electrical lines. So it's kind of plug and play for your fridge. Options for appliances, we've got a couple of upgrade options. We can do built-in ovens and cooktops rather than the insert. We use Whirlpool brand or KitchenAid brand, or you can of course just delete the appliances and provide your own. Looks like their refrigerator is substantially smarter than my refrigerator.
You could probably talk to it and make your grocery list.
I think that'd be amazing. Okay, so what you're looking at here, they did an upgraded countertop and an upgraded cabinet. So our standard cabinets are a beechwood. They went ahead and did that more rustic-y, that naughty alder look with a tobacco stain. And then they did a granite countertop. They did opt to delete the backsplash that's included. So we do a subway tile standard. They wanted to do their own thing, so they just took it out. If you're not into doing your own tile work, we have 50 options for backsplash
galore. Deleting it is really nice on two fronts. So deleting the backsplash allows you to get into the home and get a good feel for your style and understand how you want to decorate and put something up one time and have it be. And then second fold, if we put in our standard backsplash and you know that it maybe didn't, tickle your fancy and you wanted something different, to take that off could potentially damage the texture of your wall. So you would just be creating a lot of hassle. So it's not what you love. You do have options.
Okay, so as a standard now, when we do a solid surface countertop, we're going to include the undermount sink. So either this deep double bowl or a deep single bowl. And then we have other options like, the apron front farmhouse or just a wrapped cast. So other sink options. We do Moen plumbing fixtures, and our standard is a brushed nickel. So kind of that timeless silver look. We've got it typically. So these are the standard drawer cabinet pulls that you're seeing. So typically we have the brushed nickel plumbing fixtures, brushed nickel on the cabinets, brushed nickel doorknobs and hinges, and light fixtures. So it's kind of a theme throughout the house. In this case, they went ahead and left the brushed nickel in the kitchen, but you'll notice on their doors they did the black package. So we've got a little bit of black that was modified from the standard. And there are, lots of other options as far as your plumbing fixtures too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and your drawer pulls and doorknobs, and then you can also choose to delete these pulls and do your own thing there as well.
Once again, if anybody has any questions about this kitchen or what kitchens can look like, please put your questions down in the Q&A section.
So you can see a little bit of a shot of the pantry. We've got a nice big corner pantry in this house, 4 wood shelves all the way up. I've had people before delete all the shelves and do their own thing in that space, or I've had people have us build, like lower cabinets and countertop or upper cabinets. So lots of good options in there, but what you're seeing is what comes with it.
Truly, the sky's the limit. You can add lowers with additional outlets in there if you'd like to keep your appliances in there and those kinds of things. Really customizable in that aspect.
And actually, that's a good segue too. I usually mention this about the cabinets. So we have an in-house cabinet shop or a sister company that does all of our cabinets. They are made to order. So if you're looking at this configuration and you're like, oh, I love that, but I wish it was all drawers on the bottom, or I wish there was pull-out shelves or glass-ready shelves, or maybe you want your upper cabinets to extend all the way to the ceiling. So sky is really the limit. And when it comes time to design your house, your homeownership counselor is going to ask you about 50 questions about your cabinet configuration and what you might possibly foresee yourself needing in there. I don't know if you noticed the recessed lights or the faux LED recess. Do we call them faux lights or can simulators? We've got the can simulators in the kitchen. That is standard. The ones here in the great room, they added as an option. Now we're going to turn the corner here to their utility and garage access. So typically, if you'll remember, the furnace is not located in the utility room on this plan, but they moved it here again to kind of gain that space back for their bigger bathroom at their primary suite. And then this is standard. So we do, of course, the plumb, plug, and venting for the washer and dryer. You would provide your own washer and dryer. And then we do this 5-foot wooden shelf above. In a space like this, you could choose to have us do cabinets above. We could have done cabinets all along this wall, utility sink, lots of other options if you're looking for more of a built-in storage type of solution. And then we've got the garage. And they decided, they have a well, they decided to put their pressure tank in here. So of course we did the pressure tank loop, and this is their standard water heater here in the corner. I'm really impressed by this. So I just built with Adair. We just moved in probably a month ago now. And I am going to have them come out and do the video of my house. I'm like, you're going to have to stay out of the garage because it's a disaster zone. So this garage is really impressive to me.
It's like when you clean your house, when people are coming over and you just got to put everything in the closet.
Just sweep it into the garage.
Don't look.
Okay, so nice big great room. We've got these, a cable connection and outlet up here on the wall, about 4 feet from floor is what I usually do. I think that's fairly standard. So TV cords aren't hanging down the wall. And now we are headed to their primary suite. I love their paint color.
I love those floors too.
Mm-hmm.
Goes really nicely with their cabinets.
Okay, so we've gotten here. So of course the 9-foot ceilings make this room look nice and big. Lots of outlets. That's a terrible place to stop. So blurry. The outlets are standard though. We didn't add anything in here. About every 8 feet is where you're going to kind of see them, except in the kitchen. The kitchen is loaded up. Sky's the limit for adding that kind of stuff though.
It really is. And for anybody who has like heavy equipment, we do larger outlet packages for garages. If you need certain amperages for tools or smart car chargers, that's also an option with us. Hot tub outlets, or specialty phone outlets. I've done some hidden inside bathroom cabinets so that a curling iron can be plugged in and in the drawer at the same time. So you can think of it, chances are we can do it.
I like that. It seems I've been seeing lately a couple of houses going through where instead of having the outlets on the backsplash area in the kitchen, they put them up in the bottom of the upper cabinet. So they're kind of invisible. Yeah. Which would make putting your own backsplash up a little easier as well. So they did, typically we would do a door here into the closet. They deleted it. They're going to do their own kind of barn door thing here. So we just left this drywall framed opening.
And then in this space, so I'm noticing we have carpet. So is this a standard carpet, or how did that look for these customers?
This is an upgraded carpet.
Okay.
Yep. This is kind of a middle of the road upgrade.
Mhm.
And then speaking of floors, so this flooring that you're seeing in their bathroom is a standard. It's actually a sheeted vinyl, which is included in the base price. And there's like what, 20 to choose from within
There's
that.
a lot. Yeah, you've got these wood looks like we're seeing in this house, and then you also have very elegant tile looks or more rustic tile looks.
Okay, so into this bathroom. Oh, a little shot of the closet first. Closet is modified from the standard, of course, because this tub that you're seeing right here, this is the reason for all of their modifications. They desperately wanted to have a walk-in shower and a tub. So they've now got it. They've still got their 6-foot vanity. I think we'll turn here. Not really. This countertop, there's another angle of it in a second, but this is a specialty finish laminate. So the base product is, of course, a laminate, and then one jump up from that is what we call the specialty finish. Really pretty countertop. And then you can see in this other picture, when we turn again, they've got the standard subway tile backsplash that they did leave in this room.
And then if you want to pause real quick, so is this door that we have in this bathroom something that anybody could add in certain locations?
Absolutely. So if you'll remember, usually there would not have been a space here on this wall, but they reconfigured. They have a hot tub out this door, or plans for a hot tub. So direct access, they poured their own concrete slab here, and yep, we just added this full light door for them to easily access their hot tub. Let's see. There we go.
There it is.
Specialty finish laminate. They carry that same knotty alder in here. You could do a different cabinet in every room of the house if you wanted. And then they've got the standard subway tile. Looks like they did the off-white or the bone color. This mirror is standard, just kind of a long, simple mirror. And then we have recently modified our base package. So now in the primary suite, we're going to do a light fixture over each sink rather than the one in the middle. Another shot of this pass-through closet, and then their view.
Very pretty.
Amazing, yeah. Okay, so straight down the hallway, we've got the other 2 bedrooms and bathroom 2. And in bathroom 2 here, they left it pretty standard with the exception of that modified high definition laminate here. They've got their standard backsplash, the same cabinets that we've carried throughout the house, a standard floor. And then we do the bath accessories, whatever color of fixtures you choose, we're going to match the bath accessories. So you won't have a silver bath accessory if you've done black plumbing fixtures, for example. But they've got all chromed out in here. And then behind this door is a standard tub shower combo, which of course you could do a tile shower, you could do just a fiberglass shower. There's other options in here as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then our 2 bedrooms. So we've got nice tall windows with that 9-foot plate height option. That same,
Also good outlets.
That same slightly upgraded carpet in here, and then the Craftsman style baseboards. And then exactly the same in this 3rd bedroom. The closets as a standard are going to have the bypass doors unless they're a walk-in style closet. You could choose to do French doors or something different if you're not a fan of the bypass doors. And that,
The trim looks really good.
it does look really good.
Such a big space. I love the great room on this plan. It's so big.
I agree. And you're exactly right with all those windows facing that view out back. It's incredible. So standard heat pump is what you're seeing over here. We do 2 hose bibs with the outside of the house. Oh, looks like they're getting ready for their paint color selection.
Testing.
They did the owner equity route for their site prep. So what you're seeing here for concrete is what they budgeted and planned for. When you do turnkey, we provide the finished concrete, which can be modified if you don't like where our standard layout is kind of configured. And that is the Caldera Plan. I'm going to play it again. I like to kind of chat while this is rolling through. I like to just talk about when to go talk to a homeownership counselor, how to get the ball rolling. And Sarah, I'm sure you have thoughts here as well. But I like to point out, so if you're considering a build, it's not a requirement that you have identified your property or that you've interviewed and identified your lender. There's not a time where you need to have things done before you go talk to your homeownership counselor. It can be as simple as you watched a virtual tour, you like the house and you want to know more about the process. So don't feel like you need to have any knowledge or research done before you reach out to your local HOC to kind of find out about the program and whether or not it's a good fit for you. What are your thoughts there? Is there any suggestions you have for?
No, I would say the same thing. Like I have customers at every stage in the process, and I also have customers that I've been working with since 2017. So there's never a wrong time. We are just here to coach you through the process and be a trusted advisor. You know, this is kind of our bread and butter. We work in all of the different counties. We have relationships with those counties. We have relationships with the trades, and we're really here just to assist. And then also we have realtors as well that we work with. So if you are really interested and you dream of building your forever home, and just know that it is attainable and we can partner you with every aspect of it, and it's not a solo adventure. I think sometimes people get a little scared because they get a little overwhelmed and think that it's going to be a lot of responsibility on their part. But for us as a company, it's not like that. You have a partnership at every step in the process, you know, not just from us up front, but also your construction superintendent when you get into your build timeline. So we're just here, and no question's a silly question because you'll never know unless you ask.
Very true. I think a lot of times too, people get hung up on financing and feeling like they need to have this huge amount of liquid or cash available before they start this endeavor. And so again, I would say reach out, because I think you'll be surprised to know there's opportunities for no down payment. There's opportunities for minimal payments during the build. And so, yeah, exactly like you said, you never know. You never know until you start kind of asking those questions or start those conversations.
Mm-hmm. And it's something, I mean, it's a big project. So it's just because you have a conversation doesn't mean it's going to up and go now. Like I said, some customers take a couple of years, and that's okay.
That's okay. I have a couple who, this is such a big, exciting day in our office, but we started talking years ago, maybe 3 years ago. They were looking at this property their dad was going to gift them. It wasn't zoned for building. And so they have jumped through all the hoops and gone to all the court, like letting the neighbors decide if they want, I don't know, big to do, but they just finally got approval to build, and we have been planning their dream houses for 3 years. So they are to every minute detail so planned out.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really exciting.
So exciting.
Yeah. It's fun to have those relationships too, where you're like, your victory is my victory.
Yeah, no, because we get just as excited.
We do.
Even though we do it every day.
Sarah and I were talking about that before this video started. It's so exciting to do a design appointment with a customer and then see the video or see the house. Like, amazing. I remember where this started.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, we don't have a lot of questions coming in, really.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is the perfect time. If you guys have any questions about financing or site development or where to start, feel free to drop it in that Q&A, and both Katie and I can answer those questions for you guys.
Maybe give it another minute, and then if no questions come in, we'll wrap it up. The videos, all of our virtual open houses are on YouTube. So you're able to, if you're like, oh, but I missed the end of the house or what have you, you're able to go back and look at the video and pull it up and get more detail on the plan itself.
Or if there's a different plan that you're interested in, they're all on there. So if there is a plan that you're interested in on the website, just simply type that in to the YouTube search bar and you'll be able to pull up several. So there is a question, and the question is, do you assist your clients to find land to build on?
So we have what we call Realtor Partners. So realtors that have come to us by great customer referrals that are familiar with the land search and are knowledgeable as far as what you're looking for. So what we would do is just refer you to, hey, here's our Realtor Partners in your area, reach out and they'd love to help you.
Correct. And these are people that we typically work really closely with. So the nice aspect of that is to know, like, they know the Adair process, they know what they're going to be looking for, they know how to communicate with you to the county and all of those items. So it's not just a run of a mill realtor. This is a realtor that we've spent months working on a relationship with. And for me in particular, several of my realtors are even building Adair homes themselves. So they would even be able to give you personal firsthand experience and give you references and all of those things. So it's kind of a next tier realtor relationship with us.
Great question. Okay. Oh.
Okay, one more question. So I would like to begin the process and would like to be contacted by an HOC. So with that, Steve, there's two processes on how to get the ball rolling. So if you are interested and you want to set up an appointment, there is a very easy chat feature on our website. When you go onto the website, it's typically in the bottom right corner, and all you would need to type in that is, I would like to schedule an appointment, and somebody will call you automatically. And the reason why we have that is just because we're now in 4 different states. So we're in Washington, we're in Idaho, we're in Oregon and Arizona. So that portal on there will sift you through to get you connected with the correct office that services the jurisdiction for the property that you're interested in or the area that you want to live. And then the second way to kind of get into communication would be to kind of give a call to the contact us portal, and then somebody would then once again walk you through and be able to set you up with an appointment. Anything to add, Katie?
I was just going to show it while you were talking about it. So when you go to adairhomes.com, right down here in the right little box, all you do, let them know what you're looking for and they will get you to the right place.
Mm-hmm. And then we have another question about how to get started and get connected with the realtor, or get started getting connected. So the first step is if you are already in communication with that homeownership counselor, they're gonna have those specific realtors that they've spent months working on that relationship with. So if you are already in communication with your homeownership counselor, I would simply just reach out to them either via phone or email and ask them for a few references on realtors that they work with. And then of course, if you haven't quite had that appointment with the HOC yet, the same sort of steps on how to get that initial appointment that we just went over.
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
Okay. Any other questions before we wrap this all up? And the one thing I will say is if you are in the beginning stages, our website is amazingly all-inclusive. So you can, I even still just spend hours on there. So you can go through, she has this page up right here. We saw the floor plan. If you continue to scroll down, you can look at pictures of homes that we've done previously and be able to see different quality of work, different quality of what people do inside their houses. And then right below that link, if Katie clicks out, we also have hyperlinked already virtual tours as well. So if you didn't necessarily want to go to YouTube, you could also just find it right here and they will take you automatically to a virtual like we just had today.
All the base pricing for the house is online too and updated, so that can be useful. Just make sure you're in your correct build area and then you're able to look and see and kind of start mentally putting a plan together like, oh, I love this plan and it's within my budget kind of a thing. So that is fun.
Correct, yeah, and that price is all inclusive for the standards. So when you're looking at those base prices online, the two things that you just have to keep in mind is, of course, your site development. So depending on what your property currently has and what it does need. And then for me, but not for Katie, here in Washington State, it is, you know, a taxable good. So then there is Washington State sales tax put onto a project like this. So when you look at those prices, it is all inclusive for the home, and that's foundation, walls up, and all finishes that we went over today.
I also love, so under our plans, virtual tours, if you want to see them all in one place, photo gallery, lots of fun stuff just directly from this link as well. Okay.
Wonderful.
Thank you all so,
Oh, we have one more. So do you build anywhere in Washington, or are there specific areas you focus on? So when it comes to Washington, we're pretty all inclusive. I believe the only area our map doesn't quite reach would be that sort of Lake Chelan area up north in central Washington. Otherwise, we have a branch in Bellingham that services all of northern Washington in that area. We have a branch out of Olympia, and that's going to service all of King County and that sort of metropolitan area there in the center. And then we do have an office in Silverdale, Washington. So that's more of the coast up in like the tip of Washington, and then Southwest Washington, of course, with me. So we kind of take all the way from Olympia down, and then we dabble in Oregon as well. So we're in Warren, Oregon, and different areas there. And then you, of course, got the Eastern Washington. So there's a branch in Yakima, and they service all of sort of central Washington, Ellensburg, Cle Elum, Goldendale area, and then a branch in Spokane. So pretty all-inclusive, except for that weird middle north portion that's kind of Canada, but kind of Washington.
I like that. I like that you said you dabble in Oregon.
Yeah, we dip our toes, and I get so excited because then I'm like, oh, no sales tax.
No sales tax. Okay. Well, thank you all so much for your questions, your participation. Thank you so much for hosting with me, Sarah. It was fun.
Yes.
We do have virtual open houses. I was looking at the schedule. There's one scheduled at least once a week for the next, I want to say like 6 or 7 weeks in a row. So if there's a specific house you're hoping to see, odds are it is coming up. But thank you again. And please don't hesitate to reach out to us if any questions come up.
Have a great day, everybody.